Over now to the United States, where the raging wildfire in Los Angeles has killed at least 10 persons and razed 10,000 structures. And this is as forecasters warn that more high winds may make the flames spread faster. We have more in this report.
My number one focus,
a Los Angeles security chief says it hasn't been safe to reach many hard-hit areas, and the death toll could rise in the fast-spreading Los Angeles wildfire. A man has been detained on the suspicion of starting another fire, which broke out on the border of Los Angeles and Ventura. Arson investigators are looking into the ignition of yet another fire in the Palisades, which has destroyed more than 5,300 structures. The mayor of Los Angeles, Karen Bass, says all she wants to do is save lives.
let me just say, first and foremost, my number one focus, and I think the focus of all of us here with one voice, is that we have to protect lives, we have to save lives, and we have to save homes. Rest assured that rest assured, let me finish. Rest assured, when that is done, when we are safe, when lives have been saved and homes have been saved, we will absolutely do an evaluation to look at what worked, what didn't work, and to correct or to hold accountable any body, department, individual, etc. But my focus right now is on the lives and on the homes.
AccuWeather projects that the total amount of losses from the raging California wildfire could amount to as much as $150 billion. The Environment Monitoring Organization says it is one of the costliest wildfire disasters in modern U.S. history. The blaze has ripped through areas that are home to some of the most expensive property in the United States. Fire authorities say between 4,000 to 5,000 buildings have been potentially damaged or destroyed by the Eaton fire. The insurance industry is also bracing for a major hit, with analysts from firms such as Morningstar and JP Morgan forecasting insured losses of more than $8 billion. President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris have reacted to the wildfire currently spreading in parts of California. The president described the fire disaster as the worst to hit Los Angeles, while the Vice President Kamala Harris called it an urgent matter that needs an urgent approach.
Is apocalyptic in terms of the nature of it and the unprecedented nature of it as well. And what we are seeing is a situation that is extremely dynamic. It is very much in play, and to some degree unpredictable, because we are literally waiting to see which way the wind blows. And I cannot praise enough the local leaders, most of whom I have talked with, and in particular our firefighters, who, as the president has said, they are working around the clock. They are working 12-hour, even longer shifts, and they are doing it with a sense of optimism, but also with an understanding of how serious this moment is and how important their work is to real lives and real people.
Some highly devastated residents of the affected area are returning to find their homes totally razed.
For more on this devastating fire plaguing the United States at this time, I'm joined by founder International Climate Change Development Initiative, Olumide Idowu. Mr. Idowu, thanks for joining us on The World Now. Despite the efforts of thousands of firefighters, we see this fire remaining totally uncontained. The 5 active wildfires, we understand, has now burnt a combined 30,000 acres of land and about 10,000 businesses and homes. What do you make of this development?
Yeah, thank you very much for having me. This has shown that we need to take urgent action. Let me first of all say that. And it has also shown that climate change is real. And this is the high time for us to start talking about it. If you look at the generation of the problem, you will see that what we call the human activities have actually, caused this big problem that we are facing. And you see the city of Los Angeles are now seeing the impact and effect of climate change. And I think one of the biggest issues now is climate change, vegetation management, even human activities and urban wildland interface. If they can contain this, then there's going to be a lot of solution and they will be able to come back to how they are before. But it has eaten deep into the system. It has eaten deep into properties, even getting to, damage properties that is very expensive in the city of Los Angeles. So there's a lot of complex issues that influence all these various factors.
Absolutely. Let us talk about how you see climate change contribute to the increasing frequency and severity of wildfires in the U.S. What role does it really play in the Los Angeles fire?
Yeah, I think the role it needs to play, that it plays in Los Angeles fire, like I said, is how do people respond to actions? How do human activities respond to action that is happening on ground? Because if we don't continue to take care of properties, something that is very close and near to us, then it's going to continue to happen. So climate change is a time bomb and it has shown the impact. So we need to start looking at how we can come on discarding the cigarette board is a very big problem. How do we manage the power lines across the coastal lines? How do we start seeing the issue of significant source of ignition in the land or in the city of Los Angeles? Those are the big questions that we need to talk about. Campfires that happens along the city, along the coastline, is one of the biggest we need to look at. So it's the word climate change is related to the environmental impact that we see, and it is affecting and it's giving them the root causes of what is happening in Los Angeles present. It's just so unfortunate that all these things is going to affect development. It's going to actually increase the risk of home and infrastructure in the city of Los Angeles.
We've now seen the fire affecting residential areas like Hollywood Hills, the challenges of managing wildfires in urban wildland interface zones and what have you. But beyond the immediate firefighting efforts, what do you consider the most sustainable approach to mitigate the risks of wildfires, such as planning, forest management, and climate resilient infrastructures?
Yeah, I think this is the high time for us to start looking at community preparedness. We need to prepare for such activities because, and preparing for this is going to entail educating residents about fire safety, evacuation plans, and even creating, defensive space around properties. We need to start putting those measures and create knowledge and knowledge transfer among the citizens, so that we'll be able to see that there's going to be improvement of vegetation management. There's going to be how we can enhance infrastructure across the Los Angeles place. So it's high time for them to start looking at that, because when you are well educated, you'll be able to be conscious of your daily activities and how to create more awareness among the upcoming generation, even to the older generation. So it's very important that we need to start looking at public awareness, that we create our informed decision or informed action for people to start looking at, what are the resources, what are the actions, what are the things that I need to do to make sure that such action do not happen again. For this to be an human activity or human infused root cause, then it sends a good message to the residents that they need to take conscious effort in looking at immediate problem or immediate something that can ignite fire across their community, so that they can start preparing for this sort of danger they're facing.
Olumide Idowu is founder International Climate Change Development Initiative. Thank you for talking to us on The World Now.
Thank you very much.
We'll return with more stories from across the world right after this break.